Hello and welcome back. We're on episode 8 of the Vegas Doesn't podcast. I'm DrewNG. Joined with me is YungD0nut, and we're getting into it. We're just gonna get right into it. We're gonna recap the week. So, really, the big thing that's been going on, Smash Summit 12 is coming up, and I'm kind of going in because Dan doesn't really know what's been going on, but there's been some.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
There's been some interesting campaigns going on.
I mean, that's fair to say, but I know a little bit about what's
okay. There's two giant things, and if you don't know about those two things, you don't know what's going on. What do you know about Smash Summit?
So
right now?
What I know about Summit, at least right now. By the way, this isn't a Smash podcast. By the way,
it's not. But this is important because people out of
gaming,
hand.
Yeah, this is
People
pretty
out
important.
of
We literally just finished interviewing someone that worked for that company, so it's what the fuck. Also, shout outs to Ludwig transition to YouTube now.
Yeah, that video
hilarious.
Did you see that video? That video was so good. The purple car, and he's like, "You got in trouble for you." He's like. Slime's like, I thought you got in trouble listening to music. He's like, not in this car.
Not in this car. I thought that was actually such a fucking subtle hit. I love that. So, but yeah. Anyway,
on the concept of that, or the topic of that. So I saw that video as soon as it came out.
Really?
And I just happened to look at my phone, and Ludwig tweeted a minute ago. So I see it, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I messaged my brother, and I'm like, Nick, Ludwig's going to YouTube. He sends me a screenshot. He's about to be to the car blowing up. Mind you, he's only 2 minutes behind when the video actually got posted.
Right.
And it's just the video and then my name on top saying Ludwig going to YouTube. And I was like, oh.
God, if you send that to me, I'll post-product put it on.
I was like, oh, spoiler.
I said nothing. I swear.
It's so good.
In popular slime fashion, I saw the video while taking a shit earlier today.
Nice.
So it was very fitting for anything relating to slime in the slightest. I wonder if all of them are going to transition Slime and Aiden, Cutie. I don't know. That could be interesting.
I don't know if they're getting bags like Ludwig did.
Probably not. Yeah, that's fair. Also, a happy holidays to our Jewish viewers, those that are in the and Christian viewers. Yeah, you got the tree. And really, all faiths deserve a happy holidays.
You're not gonna mention the dreidel I have.
The dreidels on the.
You're not gonna mention the table. It's
I was
over there.
expecting you to. You gestured towards your tree.
I gestured to my tree. I have a dreidel on my coffee table, and you guys can't really see it, but it's there.
You can see it if you want to try and act as if you know you're mirroring. You can try and do it. You got it. Yeah,
I'm so
played
good
that
at
nice.
I'm a professional.
All
right, so we're beating around the bush.
The topic. So
Summit.
What I know about it right now is Sora got in. I've never even heard of them in my life, but I'm excited to learn more about them.
I think they were second in Australia behind Spud.
That's hype. Shout out to them. I love the tag. I love international players getting to compete for Melee. I'm 100% down for that, and I'm excited to see their personality come out in Summit and their gameplay, as I've never, again, heard of them.
Yeah.
I might watch some of them or some of their games prior to, but till then, I know they're in. I know Magi did some crazy subathon that's been really fun for a lot of people to watch, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna get in.
She is in.
Oh, she's already in.
She got in, and one other player got in.
Okay. And then what else do I know? I know that None, I'm pretty sure, is getting eliminated because he's not campaigning at all. Okay, now I got nothing else.
So there's some storylines, and I'm not gonna get into all of it, but there's so this kind of goes back for those who don't really know. Smash Summit is a Melee tournament. It's like an invitational, and you can invite people are invited by buying votes through their store and then using those votes.
Well, first there's players that are invited from winning. There are just players that are invited. There's players that get invited from winning tournaments, and then there's players that get selected to be a part of a campaigning which then you spend the money towards voting towards them by like buying merch or like
Just,
how
like-
else can you do it? Can you just buy votes?
You can just buy votes, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. You can just buy votes. But these people really want to get into Summit. It's a huge thing for you to grow as a player. And throughout the years, there's been like people campaigning. And I remember way back in the day, the craziest thing. Do you remember the first wild thing that someone did to campaign?
I mean, the biggest thing that, fucking blew up, which I think was the dumbest shit in the world, was Chew Dad eating an onion.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that's where where it started. Well, like, yes, it's stupid.
Yeah.
But like that's it. Or like and then chilling making a diss track with him. Like that's like fun.
Oh, yeah,
so
they did do that.
So like it goes on and then it gets more intense and people are like, I'm just gonna like push it another level further.
Mhm.
And then Ringler, who's a very good SoCal DK, he actually beat Shroomed at main stage.
Ooh.
Also beat me at Shine 2019.
Get bopped.
Yeah. But he is one of his summit incentives is that he's going to tase a certain area of his body. Like a taser. So, very like private part of your body.
Why?
Because people are stupid and do things for votes.
How many votes does he need?
I don't know, but he's got a lot of votes and probably enough to already do it, and he's not in. And then you have people like Tyler Swift, who is, congratulations to Tyler Swift, been invited to Summit. He is the other one that's in.
Yes. Okay, he's who I wanted to see.
Okay,
100%.
So keep that in mind.
Oh, no.
When what his top incentive, and if you look at his Twitter, hopefully he hasn't changed. He's going, if he were to get in and get him out, he's going to drink a certain liquid.
I'm going to his Twitter now. Now I'm
that
scared.
18 and under should not really think about. So I'm not going to really talk about it.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Isn't that so stupid? Isn't that so? That's like that was like a huge, yes, it's like a huge thing. And it was like all over. And yeah, it's really stupid. And it's like, there's Lowen said, I think Gwex tweeted, and he's like, there's got to be a point where like this like starts not being okay and like people get harmed, or it's just like totally not what we want to be like envisioning the community as. And I like agree with that, because it's like, oh, this is going to be the most crowdsourced thing ever. And they're like, oh, well, how'd you get people there? It's like, oh, the players like funded them. Oh, what did those players do to get there? He said he's going to eat his own. Yeah.
Wait, his own?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, wait, no.
Yeah,
Drink
I know.
a warm, sticky white...
Stop. Isn't it? It's like so stupid, and like it honestly, like I like stopped tuning. I stopped caring about the Summit things because I'm like, this stuff's so stupid, and like, and I do want to say that some of them have some great campaign things. Like Ringler had a video that was absolutely hysterical. But things like this just so turn me off, and I'm like, this is just stupid, and I like don't want to be associated with that.
100%.
But like the problem is like someone's gonna see that and go, well, that worked for Tyler Swift. Now I have to do something to one up that to get in, and it's like it's stupid. But I don't think the Smash community is mature enough to be like,
Absolutely
guys, there's
not.
another way to do this instead of doing something like that. Like, yeah, it's so like that kind of thing's so stupid, and I'm like way less excited about Tyler Swift being there, even though he's a fantastic player. He's done so well this year, and like is really an up and comer. I see that, and it's just like dumbass stuff, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I'm very. Yeah, what the fuck?
And you were like, you were like, oh, I was so excited for Tyler Swift. I was like,
that literally, I've never been so fucking like, like I'm so sad now.
And it's like, and it's like annoying. So like Summit, I was like, oh, I'm trying to get excited for like Summit, and I'm like, because like Leffen's gonna be at this Summit. He's back. He got his visa, which is like a really big thing. So it's like, oh man, Summit's gonna be so sick. And I'm like, that's like our hype. This is our hype leading into it. And like, it's like. That part of it's really stupid.
I mean, to be fair, I don't. Well, no, there is no to be fair with this. That fucking sucks. Like high key. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, I knew you didn't because I was like alluding to
Yeah.
some of this before we started, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I'm not gonna say it. We're just gonna go, and I'll get there." Yeah. So like,
but like the one thing I will add on to this though is I really want to hope that at his core he knows he's either A, not going to do it, or B, will outwardly come out and talk about how like, I just want you guys to know that like this type of shit is stupid. Like I hope he's self-aware. I don't know him. I've never had a conversation with Tyler Swift. I have only ever heard of him from his Pikachu climbing and doing amazing, work in tournaments. But another example of this is like, you're familiar with like the artist Doja Cat, right?
a little bit, yes.
She tweeted back when I think Say So came out, that didn't have to notice the punches that you roll, whatever that thing is. She like tweeted, and this was a big thing for a while, and because of course, number one, the patriarchy is gonna always try to make men on top, but she tweeted out saying like, put Say So to number one on the charts, and I'll like post hits on main or something like that, and it did get to number one on charts, and then she like made a video literally saying like, yeah, so I'm not doing that. Y'all played yourself. Like, get fucked. And that was like the video. That was it. Like, that's all she posted. And like people were mad about it, but like, shut up. Like, so fucking what? Like, a person's not going to just like degrade themselves to that fucking level, and then here's
the problem. I think these people will. I think these
what,
Smashers
you think they'll get mad, or you think
no? I think they will degrade themselves to that point.
Smashers, yes. I don't know Tyler Swift that well to
let me put it this way, Dan. If you were competing and campaigning for someone, would you even put that as an option?
Fuck no. No.
As a maybe some world I get in, you probably already knows how much like MDVA had his back and how much money they were willing to shell out.
Oh, for sure.
Would anyone like if you're like wild enough to even like even joke about, oh, maybe that will be an incentive, like that is already like a lot. So if they like are not only like saying it but like advertising it, I don't know.
I'm not passing anything beyond him at this point. I'm purely waiting to see what's going to happen. I'm very disappointed to see that that's a thing, but I'm also very much not surprised by the Smash scene in the slightest.
Well, and then I'll put a little positive note to end the summer talk. Magi had a huge subathon. That was awesome. She had a midnight tournament. Did you hear about that tournament that started at midnight?
I saw the results. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't Ginger win that? I think. Or
I don't know.
Someone. Yeah.
I was watching a friend who was in it for a little bit, but like a tournament that started at midnight, and that was cool. Yep. Dark Gen X is like a big content person and like tweets and things. And he's her editor for things, and he was like the ideas behind the whole thing and like developing content, and like that is like what I want to see get into Summit, kind of thing. Yep. So I'm happy that Magi got in. She's a hell of a player and deserves to be there and can hang at least with some of those people.
Absolutely.
But I'm happy to see like her succeed in that way, doing it. It's not. I don't want to say by the books, but doing it the right way.
Agreed. Yeah. At the very least, there's. I don't know. It really does get tricky. Where at the end of the day, a lot of these things that people have done are just kind of like fucking weird, and I don't think it's gotten to that extent that Tyler's now doing, or that he's done. But no, I very much agree with you. Where this is. I also just I'm starting to wonder, when is Summit gonna have like any.
That's what
back.
Wex, he's a New England Yoshi, but I know him, and he tweeted that he's like, at what point is Summit gonna reach out and be like, hey, like Ringler said he was gonna like tase his balls, like.
Wait,
that's
who?
like Ringler, the DK. That's what he said. Like that's like self-harm. Like you don't. Like that's not something we should like.
But yeah,
I mean,
there's flexibility, but at the same time, it's just why?
Yeah, and like at some point, it's like I don't know.
Once again, we draw ourselves full circle to why doesn't Nintendo ever want to sponsor an event for us?
I mean, that's very valid here, right? Like
Yeah.
technically,
Are you fucking
technically, Nintendo's like, I mean, believe like Nintendo is in the scene now in some sort of
Yeah.
way with this Panda,
The World Tour?
world, not the World Tour, but the Panda circuit thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, what are the big tournaments that are happening this year that kick off into 2022, and this will probably happen? It's going to be Smash World Tour and Summit.
Yep.
Nintendo's going to be paying attention to these tournaments to see what's going on. And like you said, like that's what is coming into Summit.
Yeah. And it's just once again another notion that just it's going to fuel the fire. It's still going to make people mad, and I guess other people are just going to still look at shit like this and just kind of be like, haha, that was really funny when he did that thing. And I guess I'm also curious, is Summit going to like, you know how they have those moments where like they'll broadcast like the talent, or they'll play Mafia, or they just do other random shit. I swear to God, if they make this like a main thing for him to do.
No, they would be that's like,
I don't know.
No,
at this point they didn't tell him to like, yo.
Yeah, there's a
don't
different
fucking do that.
there's a difference between it happening and then Summit like broadcasting it. I think that's a level. I think that because they're a smart company, they're not going to get to that. Because if they see that other esports are going to be like, why the fuck would we want to come to Summit for things? I mean, we were talking about it last time. They're a business.
That's fair.
Four on there.
Yeah.
But this is like sometimes you see stuff like this and you just need to take a step away from Melee.
Happily take a long car ride away from it.
Car ride. Sometimes you got to play other games.
Will happily. That was a good transition.
I know. And that is where we're going. I know we started with like a good 10-15 minutes of Melee related
Some drama.
Some drama.
Drama alert's dying, so we gotta bring it to the baker's dozen.
Yeah. Oh God. But just having that's the only account I have blocked on Twitter.
No.
The only account,
Keemstar?
No, Keemstar. The only account I had just like instant, like I made this new account like a couple months ago. Insta blocked him because I saw something that he was in. I was like, I just don't want to ever see anything, and I muted his name. The only like things I have in there like is him. I'm like,
that's so funny.
I just never have interacted with any of his posts and was like, this made my day better.
This is ultimately the easiest way to just relieve your timeline of straight brain tumors.
Yeah,
it's great.
It was a nice and it was good. But yeah, getting away from Melee, because sometimes we do. Sometimes that happens. You play against like a Peach that you just run into them the whole time, and then they think they're better, and you just get tilted and go, I can't do this today. That happened today a little bit.
That happened to you. That was a little too.
I was getting mad. I ended the session all right, but I was getting mad, and I was like in a call, and they're like, my friend's like, "Oh, you're like pissed."
You need a break.
Yeah, I need a break.
You need a Snickers.
So sometimes you got to get away from Melee, but that's okay. So
what do you like to do to get away from Melee, Drew?
So I'm gonna stick in the multiplayer vein to start, because I like the multiplayer games. I like sort of I'll do like the competitive, the more like esports-y things that I do.
Okay.
I don't play as much now, but I used to play a lot of Rocket. I have over
to talk to me a lot about that.
I have over 1K hours in Rocket League. Looking the other day.
Drew, I don't want to be that guy, but is 1K hours impressive?
I mean, I peaked in like champ before they went.
That's
past
what's
Grand
impressive.
Champ.
What's impressive to me is the 1K
Champ
hours
2?
and hitting champ. That's impressive to me.
Pretty good.
I've wasted thousands of hours on games and I have nothing to show for it. So if you have thousands of hours and you have something to show for it, that's where it's like, all right now.
It's like, so I don't know like CSGO ranks, but like champ is like right before. It's essentially like Immortal.
Okay, so like, there's Radiant and then Immortal, and then
so I was in like Immortal 2, I guess. And then a while ago, like when everything went free to play and like Epic came in, they moved the goalpost back. There was just so many Grand Champs that with that top, they made Grand Champ 1, 2, 3, and then Supersonic Legend is like the now. It's like Radiant.
That's the
1,
top.
2, 3, and then there's like Supersonic SSL is like borderline pro.
Wait, is that what they call it?
Supersonic
SSL?
Legend. Yeah.
That's shifting sand land in Mario. That's funny. You said SSL, and I'm like, we're playing a different game now. So what is it then? I guess because that's something that we can explore a little bit here. Is first of all the fact that you did sink a lot of hours into that game, which is definitely a lot. I was playing around with the concept of like, oh, that's not impressive.
Yeah.
But like, so you've sunk a lot of hours into that game. What is it about the game that sunk you in? If we're to talk specifically about Rocket League, what is it?
There are 2 games that I've played that I think the movement and the mechanics of how you move around are so hard to master, but are so able to help you express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Melee and Rocket League.
How so?
Just
at least with Rocket League, I understand Melee. I don't.
There's so much nuanced movement, and it's one of those things like you could be like pretty good. Like I'm like champ, and I like kind of have control of my car in the air, and it's like I kind of understand what happens. And then you watch like people a little bit better, and then you watch pros, and they do all this stuff, and like again, like I've played quite a bit of time. And I like can't conceptualize sometimes what they're doing to make things happen.
Right.
And just that ceiling, that skill ceiling is just so high, and there's so much things even still being innovated. It's crazy. Just like, I mean, anyone who's like played Rocket League even once knows how clunky it feels at the beginning.
Oh yeah. Me.
And like a lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't like this." And then, like, I played, like I said, for so long, and I still go into the air, and I'm like, I still don't really feel comfortable doing stuff. And then you, like, watch someone like Squishy Muffins, who's, like, a huge, like, one of the best, like, one of the most notable names. And it's just a whole other experience.
Okay.
And, like, watching pros and things. I watch, not as much now, just because I'm busy, and their LANs and their esports events just get very long. Because there's so many teams, it feels like they're like 10-hour broadcasts, and they like happen a lot. And I'm like, I can't keep up. But there's just so much in there that's so fun. I haven't played as much. I actually started playing a little bit more recently. I'm like kind of getting the itch to play.
Okay.
But that one, and then I've been playing not competitively, but I've been playing Valorant more.
Yep.
I played a lot. I know we talked about Valorant a little bit, but I tried for like probably a good like 5 months where I took Valorant serious. Probably the game I played the most.
I remember seeing you in the future Discord talking to TJ a lot about like hey, roast my clip or like,
I was like genuinely looking. Well, I say genuine. I was looking to improve. There's still things I could have done more. I mean, in Melee, there's things I could do better to improve than what I actually do. But I was like, it was something, and this is something that I'll kind of brings me to competitive games, and it's probably instead like progression and just like doing better now than I had before is like, it's like addictive.
No, absolutely. Once you learn something that you weren't doing maybe originally, or that you're just starting to realize like, oh, this is like a fun mechanic, or this is something cool that I want to try. I mean, I look at that within like speedrunning all the time, but even multiplayer games, like a new champion comes out in Valorant. I want to play it. So I need to unlock them, and now I get to play them, and I'm going to figure out these nuances about them. I could imagine Rocket League maybe getting a new car has a similar vibe, because you get to test out the body. Or
you get tested out. There's, for the most part, all the hitboxes are the same, and sometimes they change a little bit, but you can do it a little bit, but it's really it's not quite that big of a deal.
Then scrap that. Valorant, back to the champions.
But those are like the competitive games. What about you? What do you play when you're not playing in Melee?
So I am all over the place, right? Because when it comes to Melee, it's very rare that I have the time or the drive or the energy to put into actually competitively playing. I think we talked earlier on in the podcast when I think there was a little bit more time for me to try and enter competitions more, and I was thinking about it, but that time quickly went away. And even when I did compete, I mean, it was fun, but to to play Melee now is a lot more of just, I would say, playing to remember what I've learned and to maybe try some new things here and there, and then once I start to get irritated, it's done. And so when that time comes, the thing with me is other games that I like to play are all very similar in that sense until I find a new game, which right now, the game that I've been only interested in for maybe the past 24 to 48 hours is Halo Infinite. So that coming out, I downloaded it maybe a week ago, I want to say, because it hasn't been out that long, but I downloaded it about a week ago or whenever it like, I think it was the day or two after it got released, because a friend of mine messaged me and they're like, hey, I'm looking for friends to, play Halo with, and it's free. You should download it, and
it's free.
If we ever have the time to play it, we should play it. And so I did, and I don't know, like, I loaded it up, and I'm just like, okay, fucking Halo. I remember this as a kid, but, like, I can't tell you the last time that I played. I never played Halo legitimately on a computer. I played, like, Halo 1 on my older brother's computer back when I lived with my parents, and I was, like, super young, and I thought it was sick. Then we got, like, Halo 3 for the Xbox, and that was an experience, but never mouse and keyboard Halo.
Yeah.
And so this being the first one for me, I'm picking it up, and of course I think I've talked to you about this, but like I can't always be like playing games, so in between like breaks and lunch when I'm working, I can like look over and maybe play a little bit of something, or whenever I have a brief moment, maybe a meeting ended early or something. When I'm playing it, it's like, fuck, like this game is really fun. Like, I don't know, I'm only doing quick play right now. I haven't started trying to do any ranked yet because I don't think I have my sense down yet. I don't think I understand all the maps yet. How each of the weapons work. But Halo's a pretty good breath of fresh air for just just fuck around shooter is kind of how I would call it. Like, because they have, I don't know, are you familiar all that much with like Halos? Or
not very much. I did not really play them as a kid. I like might go to a friend's house once and play it here or there, but that's not it.
So they have like different game modes, like all within multiplayer. So there's capture the flag. There's like, I think there's like a King of the Hill. There's what else? There's team deathmatch. They call it like Slayer. There's one that's like, for their King of the Hill, it's more like you have a skull and you have to hold on to it. One player holds on to it, the rest of the team like protects them.
I played some of the COD multiplayers, like when not the newest one, but like the one that like came out with Warzone. I got that multiplayer doing it.
So yeah, they have these different game modes, and when you queue for quick play, at least it just puts you in a playlist for all of them on all of the maps.
Okay.
So right now, I'm still fresh into it. If we're to talk about thousands of hours into any games, like I've sunk multiple thousands of hours into like Counter-Strike. So when I play that game, if I'm to go to a map that I've played on enough, I know the map. I know certain smokes. I know flashes. I don't really need to like play unranked, which there isn't really in CS:GO. Unranked is a joke. So I don't need to play that to jump into it. Whereas Halo Infinite right now, I have 107 minutes into that. And I don't know shit about the weapons. I know my AR and I know the pistol. I know where one sniper is, and that is it. So like so much is to still be explored. So right now that's probably one of my biggest. And then funny enough, I don't know if you've played this much, but Crab Game. Have you played that at all? You've not played. Do you know what it is, or do you need me to explain? You've seen Squid Game, right?
No, but I know what it's like. I don't watch things. I'm not. People are like what? Everyone watches. I don't watch things. I watched Mr. Beast's video about.
Oh. Okay.
And so I like get the idea.
Spoil.
It's a spoil.
No, his video does not do it justice at all.
I mean,
his video is like
it's like a very general idea.
Yeah. It's here's the fun scenes, but here is no storyline. So yeah, I mean, I guess you could take that with it. But Crab Game is essentially those games, but a little less. So there's no honeycomb, and there's no marbles. Know what that is.
I know what
What?
honeycomb is.
Yeah, the one where they're scratching away at the little thing. Okay, you actually. I thought you were saying that's sarcastic.
No, I know it from the video. Dude, you see that? The video got 42 million views in 24 hours.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Spent over $3 million. I'm pretty sure he said on it.
$3.5 million, yeah.
I will never see that amount of money in my life, and he threw it away on one video. Yeah. Anyway, Crab Game is just a really shitty, like, it's not shitty, but it's shitty. When I say it, I'm talking about how the graphics are made to look very Roblox-esque or like very like garbage looking.
Yeah.
But it's those games with open mic. So like you're just in a lobby of like 40 people. They're local hosted games, so you can host your own and people can just jump in. You start the game, and every like, I don't know, they like break it down in like quarters or like halves of the amount of people that are in, and then it starts the next round, and then the next game, and then the next game. And it's the fact that it's open mic too. So like you can set it to push to talk, but it's all shit. What's the term I'm looking for? Where
it's when they're around you, right?
Yeah. There's like a term for that where it's people that are in your vicinity.
The proximity chat.
Proximity chat. Yeah.
That was big. People were doing that, like mods of that with like Among Us.
With Among Us, exactly. So they put proximity pretty much into this just throughout the game. So you're just playing it and you're running around. You just hear like a 6-year-old scream their mind off, and then you hear a 50-year-old running away being like, here I come. And it's very scary. But at the same time, it's fucking hilarious. And to play that game and just kind of like fuck around, because at the end of the day, it's a stupid fucking game, but it's really funny. I've been loving that. I've been loving Halo, and I think I've talked about this once before as well. Also been getting a little bit more into Valorant, but also still pretty consistently playing Fortnite, disappointingly.
Yeah. Mike was asking me the other day to get up and
viewer
play
question.
Fortnite. Yeah, right. And he was like, we should play, but he's like, I don't want to play duos. I would only want to play it in a squad with like people and like wanting to hang.
Invite your boy if you
see
me around.
I have a couple. I have like one other person that would probably jump in with that. But
I am always down. If I am online and playing, you could always let me know. I was clapping out today. I was doing well.
Yeah.
There's something that I do really enjoy within Fortnite right now. I will mention. They have, so I don't know how much you've played at least recently, but like
it's
custom
been months.
Okay. So like a lot of creative maps are just like available even from like the front start screen. So like you could see some of the more popular creative maps. And one of the more popular ones for people that take the game more competitively is this guy Pandaville's. I think Pandaville. I hope I'm probably fucking up the name, but he's not going to see this. Pandaville's 2v2, 1v1, or 3v3 box maps, and it's essentially just.
I've seen some of those. I used to,
like a 4x10 cube.
Yeah, like the 2v2
start off.
Things, yeah.
You go after each other. I've been playing the 2v2s a lot, and
cool.
Those are just, I don't know, there's some about them. It's really fun. It's fast, so the action's happening. You get your loadout, so everyone's pretty much on an even playing field. It's all about just how do you know how to work within your surroundings. And I think it's helped me become a better player already. I'm still trying to grind to champs before the end of the season, but
it's funny. Booga was like on front page of Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't click into the stream. I was just watching it on the front page, and he's just like absolutely clapping out and like the edits, and I'm just like I kind of get what's happening, but no, I can't like really conceptualize the inputs and things. And I was like, man,
there's a lot.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
And I mean, I'm even still like, I won't try and put myself on that pedestal even remotely. Some of the things these kids are doing are fucking wild. There's like extra programs that get used now to mimic controller sideways movement, because if you use a controller and you run to the left, you actually run sideways, whereas on mouse and keyboard you kind of like
strafe,
sight walk. Yeah, you pretty much strafe to the side, which is slower. So people run a program that essentially now goes into your controls and does controller movement while you hit like D and A or S and D, or I don't know.
Wow.
It's something deeper than that. And then there's double edit binds that people are still doing, which is how people will box up and then put a cone and a floor above you and then just doot, like they'll double edit it super quick. It's crazy.
I have one more game that I play a lot, and I put it off, but I play it a lot.
I'm trying to think what you might be getting ready to mention here, but Is it a multiplayer? Oh wait, fucking Runescape.
Yeah, it's Runescape.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
I like it. I like think about it sometimes, and I'm like, did I really put all this time into RuneScape? And
what's your max level?
My main's over 2K total. I haven't been playing on that though. There's a new mode that came out about almost 2 months ago called Hardcore Group Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
So we're a hardcore group, which means if we die, we lose a life. We have 5 lives as a team. And
are you
for
down
context,
yet?
No, we've not lost a life yet. 3 of us have Barrow's gloves already. Me being one of them. So that's like pretty much mid-game accounts. We've done bossing, we've done like Dagon Kings, we've done like God Wars dungeon stuff already. We've got 2 drops from God Wars dungeon, all without losing lives on these hardcore Iron Men. It's like crazy. I'm like,
someone that's listening is losing their mind right now. I'm over here like I don't know what that means.
Well, like the people in my account, like my friend Jake and my friend Gary, just like they have the time, they put in so much, and it's like I like feel like I can't believe my account is this far, and I'm like, I feel like I'm like a month away to being to where some of their accounts are, just because of how much they play and how like well they play the mode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I like go on, and some days I'm like, I went on before my lessons. All I did was like a farm run because we need more of a certain thing to make more potions. I didn't actually do anything. I AFK'd while having a lesson to just pick something up. I finished my lesson. I had a little bit of time before dinner. I did another farm run, didn't start Slayer, and then now I'm here. And I'm like, I played the game for like an hour and I didn't do anything. But also, I look back and I'm like, that was so dumb. And I'm like, no, it wasn't, because we need that. And I'm like, it's like there's so much time, and I'm like, it's almost hard to like put that much time into it. It's like
game is deep. I mean,
it's number go up. That's like a big that's
bigger
like a
number,
big
better
thing.
person.
Bigger number, better person.
Yeah.
It's I mean, there's people like in like that I play with like maxed accounts, and that's like
I thought you
can't
technically max an account.
You can max, yeah. 2277 total level 99 and everything.
But
you can max.
Wait, what's maximum Slayer level then?
99. It's all 99.
Why do I feel like I've seen people that are like over 100?
So in RuneScape, there's like virtual levels past 99 that you can get, and that like it doesn't mean anything, but it's just like a. So if you look someone up on RuneLite, yeah, if you like look on RuneLite, you might see that someone's got like 120 attack, and maybe he's got like 100 something million XP or something, but it's just 99 in the game.
Okay.
But like I like am sitting here like, oh my goodness, I put so much time, and then I like look at them and I'm like, I can't even talk. Guys like so, and like it's also like efficiency. The like efficiencies, like it's not like when we were kids and you would just like kill goblins for like 3 GP at a time.
That's what I did,
and then like get money. It's like it's a whole other world.
Yeah,
and I feel like I don't know. I think it's just because I'm like, because today I did like nothing, and I'm like, oh man, it's like. Not this, but it's so much fun, and the best part is that I'm playing it with friends all the time. There's like very rarely a day that I'm not in Discord, just hanging with them as we play. Like there's 4 people in that Discord right now that I could go on and like be playing my account and just chilling with people, which makes it so much better. There's no world that I play this and I'm the only like friend of mine that plays it.
I love that. No, having a community behind the games that you're playing, like it just makes the game more fun. I think that's what like helped spark a little bit more of my interest to even try and compete in Melee again, was actually, as much as the Melee Hell group and like general stigma of Melee Hell gets shit on a lot, there are some really nice people that are in that group and that channel, and I joined their Discord like a long time back, but I never did anything in it. So back when I started having those nights where I would be pretty much bored as shit, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do tonight. Like, I'm bored, and I went in there because there was just a group of guys just like hanging and chatting, and I just posted. I'm like, anyone want to play? And I think at the time it was this guy Hondi. He like responded back to me. Shout outs to Hondi. He's a really nice guy. We just started playing friendlies together. He was just like super nice and like hyping up the Falcon. I was hyping up his Fox, and it was just like a lot of fun. And then I would join more and more and more. We would have little one-offs. I entered like the tournaments or whatever, and it's just like it's built a bit of a little friendship there.
Yeah.
Look at the NY Future, and like a lot of those guys, they'll either play
cool.
like gambling together, they'll play Valorant together. Some of them play Smash. Some of them used to play Fortnite. It's like you build a community of your own friends, or you make friends to then build a community within a game you enjoy. That all of a sudden, like that
it's
is
so
a
much
deeper
more
level.
fun. It's so much more fun. Like I can't, like, there's dudes just like, they just like, someone's like, yeah, I spent 6 hours just running laps on these rooftops to like do this. And it's like no sane person just sitting there. But if you're just like in the chat, like talking with people, it like makes it way
100%.
better.
It's just something to help pass the time. It's, sometimes even just being there and knowing like a friend could stop by at any time, like it just makes you
it's
feel
like
more
hanging
interested.
in there. Yeah.
100%.
So
I'd say that's one of the biggest like draw factors too. I love that.
So these are all kind of things that like you play with each other.
Mm-hmm.
What about single player games? You play many single player games these days?
See, I suck because the single player games that I will play, I turn into speedrunning. Exactly. Like I guess like you could almost consider the way that I would play RuneScape single player, because I didn't like interact with people. I would just unless you consider like the Grand Exchange.
Nah, I mean, you're just doing your own thing.
Exactly, and that's back when I did. I actually haven't touched it in probably about a month. I gotta give my friend his money back. He loaned me like 10 mil to try and start up something, and I just didn't do it, so I gotta give that back to him. But if it's not that, I used to be more willing to and interested in World of Warcraft, which again, a very similar vibe of I know it's a
thing though.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm doing my own thing, but it is at the end of the day an MMORPG. So any game that's really single player,
like a story based game or something like that. No, not really.
The last one that I did,
Oh no, I have to tell this.
So, I don't want you to forget, but I'm trying to be quick about I won't forget this. The last single player game that I played that was not a speed run, probably Wind Waker, because I think I just replayed it for the hell of it, and that was fun. At least I'm going to scroll through my Steam library here, and I'm going to see if I find anything, but you can go ahead with your story.
So let me start off with, I don't play story games that often, and it's because of how addictive competitive games are. Because I'll play a story-based game and absolutely love it, and then the obvious thing is, then why don't you just go play another? I just go back to Melee or something. But like, so I think I might have mentioned this. So the Uncharted series, like PlayStation series, it's my favorite series. Uncharted 2 is in there. It's my favorite game of all time. I like maybe even past Melee. Favorite game of all time.
Wow. I didn't expect that.
It's like the game takes like tens and tens of hours to play. It takes like, it's like a pretty deep involved story game. I've played it at least 4 times. Which for that long of like a progressing game, it's like, really? And I'm like, yes, I love it so much. I would sometimes legitimately just go on YouTube and watch the cutscenes from the game.
Oh, God.
For certain things. Or watch like a certain character's cutscenes or something.
Okay.
I just love the game that much. And then I played Uncharted 4 recently, and all of a sudden it was incredible. And I was like, oh my goodness, again, it's like a top 3 game. It's probably like Uncharted, Melee, Uncharted 2, Melee, Uncharted 4, and then I don't know. And then probably like Life is Strange, which I'll talk about later. But it's another story-based single-player game.
Right.
But so this story, there's like 2 or 3 people that are watching this now and are so excited that I have to embarrass myself about this. So, Uncharted, the company that made that's Naughty Dog.
Yes.
Naughty Dog is like, in my opinion, probably like the GOAT of like game designing.
They're known for a lot of games. I'm struggling to try and think of
like
them
Crash
offhand.
Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, and then the big one is Last of Us. That's like the newest one. Last of Us 2.
Okay.
Like some of the best like PlayStation games like ever made. Naughty Dog is like literally one of the giants when it comes to this. And they don't even have like a huge like library. It's not like they're cranking out games like every year.
Mm-hmm.
So Last of Us is like post-apocalyptic world, like scary game. But like amazing stories. It wins all these awards. So I started playing Last of Us. This is back in high school. When did Last of Us come out? Last of Us 1 came out 2013. So my older brother played it and was like, this game is so good. You have to play it. It's by Naughty Dog, which is this is my older brother. It's by Naughty Dog, same company that made Uncharted. You have to play it.
Right.
So I'm playing. He's like, I think he's done with college at this point. So I'm in high school, and we're sitting at the edge of my bed. I'm playing this game. There's like a lot of like scary stuff. You have to be like stealthy, and I like remember this very vividly. I like went and like turned a corner to like kill like this like walker, which is like one of like the, or no, it was a clicker is what it was called. Like made like a really like gross clicky sound, and then it like turned at you and like killed you. It's like really really scary.
Nice.
And I like was like, oh, I'm doing it right. I'm going around the corner, and all of a sudden it like messed up and like turned a little bit and like in my face, like killed me, and I literally jumped out of my seat, and my brothers are laughing his ass off, and I turn off the game. I was so scared. I played the game for like 5 hours straight. I got jump scared and I stopped playing.
Fair.
I don't play the game for 3 months, even though it's one of the most immersive games I had played.
God.
I go back to it. I play probably another 6-hour session. Such a good game. I get to a part. I'm in this. Of course, I'm in like down. I'm in a big like building. The power goes out. Classic scary game thing. I have to go. I'm in. The power just goes out, and I need to go to the generator and get it open. Right as this is happening, there's like a new big monster that was introduced not that long ago that it's killing you animation. Is it like ripping your like face?
Oh, how nice.
And that's like it's killing. So like you know that there's one of them that's like coming this way. So it's a race against the time, and it's dark, and there's other things around. You got like the crappy little flashlight that's like only looking right in front of you. Right. So it's like very scary. But like if you're like playing the game, you kind of like know what's going on.
Okay.
So I was doing this and I was like getting like scared, but I was like, all right, I'm struggling with this. And I was like, what if I just beeline it for where I need to go? I've done it enough times. I've died enough times to I know the best path. Well, Naughty Dog thought of that. And if you sprint right from the beginning to there, you turn the corner just as that big monster thing does. So I turn the corner thinking I'm clear, and then I get this animation, like this huge sound. Again, I like jump scare, and I was so freaked out, I stopped playing the game.
Again.
Stop playing the game. This was probably 2014. 2 years later, I go to college. Probably now 2016. I'm living with Josh.
Shout out.
And I explained to him this story about how I loved The Last of Us, but I was so scared that I never beat it, and I was still stuck to that part. It was downloaded on my PS3, and he was like, Andy, you gotta do it. Gotta play it. He's like, it's such a good game.
Oh, I played it too.
he had played it. He's like, it's such a good game. You have to do it. I like tried. I load up the game and I'm hearing the sound. I'm hearing the sounds in the game, the little clickers, the little things, the lights are flickering. I get so
like PTSD'd.
So PTSD'd and scary. I'm like, Josh, I can't do it. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, you just got to get past this part and you'll be fine. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I still to this day have not gotten past that part.
You still haven't beaten it?
I still haven't beaten it. I started playing the game 8 years ago now. I never beat it. It's one of the best. And Last of Us 2 is, some people consider like one of the best games ever for like the story sort of genre. Never played it because I never got through one. Because I was so scared.
Do you have it or?
I mean, not here, but I was thinking, I was like, maybe I get the Last of Us Remastered on PS4 because I have a PS4 now. And if I start it over, it's not like I'm just going to get plopped into that big scary spot.
That's fair. Yeah.
But I have not done that.
Work with your trauma. Yeah.
Because I don't play single player games that much. So I haven't. But
that was a great story.
It's like 8 years in and I'm like still haven't, and it's like one of those, because I like wasn't even gonna mention it too. I didn't even think about it and I forget. Oh, I said Naughty Dog. That's why I remembered it.
Is that why, or I think it was just because I think I mentioned.
What did you mention? I forget. This is like good to get out because like I legitimately was like explaining it and I was getting like I like sat up in my chair a little bit. I like got a little nervous.
You know,
this
podcast can also be a therapy session.
Session? I might, dude. I mean it. Like Josh would be like, "You gotta like play it," and like I think he was there, and I was like, "Dude, I can't do it." And it was like, and I mean, I know it's a game, and I like tried to like rig it and turn the brightness setting up as much as I could, and the volume down, and the brightness settings on my TV. I even tried to crank up, and it was just. I was so spooked. It was so intense, and I had such an intense experience when I was younger with it that I couldn't do it. And if you were to come over to me right now and say, let's play it and do that part, I would probably say, no, I don't want to do it.
Understandable.
I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, I don't want to, because I almost, as like when I was streaming more, almost was going to like look maybe sub-goal trying to play Last of Us.
Oh, okay. Now
and
that's where you got to be tricky because you're about to Ringler yourself, or you're about to Tyler yourself. Where don't force yourself into something that.
Well, that's why I never. Like, I don't want to do it.
Good. Don't make yourself do that.
I wouldn't want to do it.
I mean, to maybe help comfort or even out the sides here, not from a video game perspective, but you know the movie Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
I was 10 or 11 years old when I was walking downstairs to my basement where my older brother and I think some of his friends were just watching the movie. Mm-hmm. And it was the very like beginning parts where they're just coming up on the bunker and I think like their boats just exploded. So like the people are like desecrated and all over the beach. I think is it Normandy?
Yeah, I think it's Normandy Beach.
So they're all like fucking exploded and the people are like screaming and crying and like you're familiar with the scene. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
I've seen that scene for sure.
I was about 10 or 11 years old, walked downstairs, saw that. That was the first like heavy gruesome thing I'd ever seen. Yeah. And I was fucking horrified. I couldn't watch that movie for the better side of like 4 years.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to. I was horrified. The sounds of that. I had like nightmares for probably 4 days straight where like going to bed, like that was what I saw. And that shit horrified me.
Yeah.
These types of things. I don't know why I'm going off on a therapy.
No, it's the immersiveness that these games give and these movies give. And like that's why I love the single player games, because they're so immersive and you're not there, but you're like experiencing it, and there's these twists and turns. Yeah. Like I don't watch that much TV. I don't watch that many movies. There's like a whole list of movies people are like, I can't believe you haven't watched that. And it's not what I do. That's not the sort of media I consume. but I like can get into a good game like that, and it's like,
well, it's also
so
kind of
good.
funny because The Last of Us in itself, it's not meant to be a horror game, right? Like,
no, it's
what's the
it's
genre?
like a story based, but it's like story based and like post apocalyptic. It's not. I mean, it's got
Yeah,
like its moments that are like scary, but it's not. The game isn't designed to just
yeah. It
scare you.
says, well, it's action adventure survival horror. It says
Okay.
so. Games like this, from just what you've depicted to me, I mean, fuck it. At this point, like, if I ever had a PlayStation with this game, I think Kelly might have one, so I might have to ask her about it. But at the end of the day, like, the way you've described this game to me already sounds much more appealing to a gaming and even a horror fan perspective. Because truthfully, as funny as it sounds, like as I just told that story about with the Saving Private Ryan thing,
Yeah.
I now think horror games and horror movies are some of the funniest shit
I
that's out
can't
there.
do it.
I think
I'm
they're
such a little
hilarious.
chicken. I'm such a little chicken with that
That's
stuff.
that's okay though. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone could have their own thing. I'm not gonna like ridicule
I
it by
know.
any means. I find this shit fucking hilarious.
Mhm.
And a lot of it also comes down to like being a community. You were a music as an education major, right?
Mhm.
I was a communications major. We study this shit. I know like 90% of what they're doing in these movies, and it's just like, oh,
I can tell you about
that's some crazy rubber right there, man.
I can tell you about the scales in the music.
You could tell me more about the music in the as far as why did they pick this scale here? Oh, it's building the immersion. It's creating the suspense, the crescendo. It gets louder. So like
He's got it.
Totally.
You want to play my you want to play my band? Some of them we gotta work on our crescendos.
I can do a little bit of jamming.
Little YungD0nut reunion tour.
The all college or the all Drew and Dan band.
There we go.
But like truly, most of those games, like I'll watch or I'll even play. I know if I go on my Steam library, I have a bunch of like free, and of course these are free.
I'm gonna go
but
on
like
my Steam
free
library.
horror games.
This is
And
gonna be.
look at,
oh, sorry, you go, and then I'll.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying, like, I look at some of these, and they're such shit games. Like, I have one, it's called All Is Dust. Like, you hear that as a name, and you're like, whoa. Like, that's got to be fucking, like, deep.
That's deep.
I played 8 minutes of it, apparently, and I was just like, this is fucking stupid. Like, what am I looking at? But, like, it's got decent reviews, and people are just like, yeah, it was kind of scary. It's like, no, it wasn't. There's just jump scares and loud fucking noises. Like,
see, that's what I don't want. That's what I don't want. Those are the things when you do it to catch me off guard. Like, and again, like these parts in Last of Us, they weren't made to catch you off guard. Like the one time I was like, oh, I'm sure I'm just gonna stealth and like kill this thing, and it turned around and it jump scared me. And those things, I'm like, that's not cool for me. That's not what I want.
Yeah,
but I don't want
I get that because truthfully, I don't like being jump scared. Like, it happens to me. I'm not critical. I can't just not get jump scared by things. It'll hit me. But at the same time, I have it happen, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What are you? Like, Jesus, that was loud or that was annoying. But then, like, if they'll try to put something scary on the screen, it's like, it's not very scary. Someone just wore some weird makeup. The things that scare me the most are like almost true crime-esque. So like there's YouTube channels that do documentaries or horror readouts from like some fucking nightmare fuel shit. That scares me more than I play a like an actual immersive video game that's like, "Oh, you got jump scared." It's like, I did. Good job. I'm gonna sleep that one off very easily. Thank you. But the horror YouTube video I just watched that genuinely is about some psychopath killer that's still on the loose. Yeah, no, that's gonna fucking actually scare me. I'm going to double lock my door.
I told you about the animated game character that gave me nightmares as a kid, right? I think we went.
No, you didn't. No, but this is a great podcast story.
Ripperoo from Crash Team Racing. I didn't go over that.
Oh! Wait, when we had Skylar on.
Oh yeah, because he's in the DrewNG Look Away category.
The DrewNG Look Away.
He just got another world record in Wii Music last night.
He did. Shout out to that. That was incredible. Skylar fucking popping off.
But we're gonna transition because you brought up Steam games. This is for our algorithm. This is for you lovely viewers at home. I'm gonna list off a whole bunch of fantastic games I have in my Steam library that I have also purchased from some of them years ago. I've already spent the money to get these games, and are sitting here either uninstalled or never played. And I need people to sort of comment and be like, "Why the hell haven't you played that game? It's so good." To like spark me to start playing single player games.
I like this.
All right,
I will give my opinions.
Okay, let's go from the beginning.
All right.
Played those. That's fine. I haven't beaten Celeste. I streamed it actually a couple times way back. I have not beaten Celeste. If I were to guess, I have 3.8 hours in. I'm probably last played November 19th, 2020. It's been a year since I played Celeste. So that's a big one. Going down, I've played that. I bought Getting Over It. That's not that big of a game, but I got it kind of for the fun, and I never even installed it.
I'm making a note for all the games so I can reflect on this.
So Hades came out not that long ago. It was like pretty cool roguelike. My brother loved it for a while, Nick, and I played it on his computer. He was like, "This is so good. You need to try this."
Okay.
And it was pretty fun. I did enjoy it. I played it a little bit. I was like, you know what? It's on sale. I'm gonna buy it. Never played it. Still zero minutes. Going down. So I have Life is Strange is that's the game I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. But there's a prequel to that, which is like in that same universe that I like should have played as soon as I finished the first one. And I still haven't. That's something I was actually even thinking about last weekend about. I really do need to play that. And hopefully this podcast will be the kick in the butt for me to play. I will say I have played Octodad Deadliest Catch. I have played that. I've beaten it. I have played it. Going on. Ori and the Blind Forest. Never played that.
Ooh.
I got 15 minutes into it. I played once and it was like pretty cool, but I didn't have like that much time to sink into it. And I never went back into it. Last time I played it was December 25th, 2018. So it was on Christmas. So I probably just bought it and I tried it and then I was like, "Oh, it's Christmas. It's December 25th. I can't spend my whole day playing this." And I put it away. Yet not to play it again. I've never beaten Portal.
Just the first one?
Yes, I've not even beaten the first one, so I haven't played the second one because I haven't beaten the first one. I played it for 2 hours. Ready for this? Guess the date last played.
The date.
This is
last
good.
Played.
This is good.
Let's do April 20th, 2020.
January 2nd, 2015.
We're on 6 years,
2015.
Drew.
It's about to be 7.
Oh my god! Now I'm curious. What's the furthest? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That's what I'm about to be more interested in for myself.
Oh my god! 2015 is the last time I tried Portal, and then obviously Portal 2 I not played.
Yep.
It looks like I opened it for something, and that was June 27th, 2015. So I bought it then, I guess.
I guess so.
Oh my god. That's so funny. I guess I have Tomb Raider. I got it because it was free. I wasn't really interested in that game, so like I don't really count that one as one that like I have and I should really play. But yeah, like things like Portal and Ori and Celeste are things that so many people are like, bro, you gotta play.
Yep.
Oh,
is that it? Are those it? Or?
Yeah, those are it.
Okay.
Those are the big ones that I see in here that are like. There's people that are like. So that's a lot of those are probably some people's favorite game, and they're like, "How have you not played this?"
Yeah. So truthfully, the easiest input I can give is just fucking. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this.
Just
Ori.
Send it. Yeah.
Yeah. Ori and the Blind Forest is beautiful.
What's the other one? There's one that's very similar to that I have. I think I might have missed it.
Hollow Knight.
I have Hollow Knight 2. I don't know where it is. Yep. I must have missed it. I have Hollow Knight 2.
That's another good one.
That's another huge one in that same sort of genre, and they're like that I've not.
My order of operations for you is Ori and the Blind Forest, Hollow Knight, and Celeste.
And then there's Ori. There's Ori 2, right? There's a new one out already.
I think there is. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Though. I just know when Ori came out, that was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
So
And like,
yes.
and like I've played some of Celeste, and like it
Mhm.
was great. And there was times I was doing it on stream for a while. I was probably did like two streams doing that, and I stopped, and then I was just like, and it's hard to like jump back in. But yeah, some people are like, that's kind of like inexcusable, and I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. I'm like not even gonna
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll
Yeah.
get over it. Yeah, I'll be fine.
What about you? What games? You said you have a whole bunch of weird games in your.
I have
you have
stupid games.
Do you have any really good games you haven't played?
I might have a few.
Oh, also
Let me
never beat Undertale. Gotta put that out there.
Yeah,
Never beat
that's-
Undertale.
That's a fucking sin.
That's another one,
I don't.
yeah.
I just
Even though my
lie to myself.
Sans was nice, Patreon exclusive content. When we played PMEX, I played Sans. My Sans was
my
nice.
God.
You gotta be a patron in order to see that content.
Make sure. Yeah, you have to be at the. What is it? Is that the Patreon $5 tier? I don't know. We'll have to go back and look at it.
I don't know.
We'll look at the tiers, but you do have to be on the Patreon. It's definitely more than the $1. Just know the smiley is just cute.
I played
you're
that.
A cutie.
I played it nice. I talked to my friend who
did.
played PMEX. We're not gonna go into this long. And I was like, my Sans nice, and he goes, that character's so lame. And I didn't respond. didn't give him the light of day.
Who do you think you're talking to? You don't know me like that.
He's like playing that game with Stango all the time. He's got a better idea of how that game works than I
Sounds
do.
about right. It's the $5 tier. $5 tier and above. You get access to that. But any whoozy whatsy. As far as like
Good
the games that I have that I haven't played but I own.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hard because I've definitely at least played a little bit of like
maybe not like beating it. Like I have like Ori I played, but I played for 50 minutes and never touched it again. That doesn't count.
Okay. So then games that I haven't beaten. Well, let's see. Binding of Isaac.
So what? Oh, I used to play last summer. I played a disgusting amount of Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, you were into that game a lot.
I was into that game a lot.
Broforce.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a really funny like 64-bit like what's the game that is like a shooter. It starts with a C. People reference it a lot when talking about like older games. I can't fucking think of it. If you know what game I'm talking about, please comment it below. Last played February 9th, 2017.
Wait, is it Chester 1?
No, not Chester. Shoot, now I need to look it up.
I only know Chester because my older brother's friend was like a dev on it, and I like have it in my library. Again, never played, but I purchased it, so I'm supporting.
That was, oh my god, I can't believe my brain isn't what is it, like most popular shooter games old, like it was an old fucking game, and oh my god, this is actually fucking killing me.
Oh my god,
it started with the C.
Wait, why don't you just look up the game, like Broforce? Would it show like what it was based off of?
I don't Fuck, let me try.
Side-scrolling run and gun. Are you talking about like Mega Man?
No, because it was 64-bit.
Side-scrolling run and gun platform game.
I mean, I don't know if it was like based on this game. I don't even think remotely it was based on this game, but like it had a very similar look and feel, I want to say.
I'm looking it up,
but it's not clicking, and I'm just gonna spend forever trying to figure this out. Oh my god, Contra. There we go. Is it even remotely close, or am I wrong? No, it is kind of like Contra, a little bit, maybe. I might have just wasted all this time. Anyway, so back to what I'm supposed to be doing. So I got that. I've beaten that. Can't really beat Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3.
Okay. I've never played any of the Dark Souls games.
They're fucking hilarious. Let's see here. Fallout 3. I have beaten Fallout New Vegas though, which funny enough, last time I played that, December 12th, 2015.
Nice.
Right there with you in the 2015 club.
That's so funny. I almost got a year on you. I was January 2015.
Yeah.
I'm about to hit my 7-year anniversary.
You beat me there. Here's where I'm wondering though if maybe I got this on you. Did I ever beat this game? I came super close.
What game?
No, this is 2017.
What game?
This is a really good game. Half Minute Hero, The Second Coming. That is a incredibly good game in my opinion. It's a extremely fast-paced RPG, and you have 30 seconds to beat each level. But not really. You can always like buy time by going to like the local shop and you buy time. But the story is actually pretty in-depth. I only have 11 hours into it, and I loved that game when I would play it. And I'm pretty sure I didn't beat it, but there's a lot to it. So definitely a favorite game of mine. Hotline Miami I've beaten. It Moves. I have not beaten that, but that's once again another shit horror game. Lisa. I never beat Lisa.
I don't know what that is. I'm glad you haven't beat her. She's probably a nice lady.
Good one. Good one. I got nothing to say for that. Fucking what else here? Owlboy. That's another one.
Were you talking about Owlboy not that long ago? Did that come up?
I was, because I wanted to learn to speedrun it because I saw Donkey talk about it, and so I immediately went and bought it and then never played it. Okay. So I've owned this game this whole time and never played it.
Nice.
Let's see. Is there anything else I have? A lot of I think I've talked about it before, where like a lot of my games are just multiplayer.
Yeah.
So I've Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. I haven't beaten that.
Oh, that's weird. I haven't played that game.
Wonder why. And I think that's as far as the games that I have, that is
okay.
That is all.
Okay. So, I wanna wrap up with this sort of question.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, because it'll take some explaining, because there's probably some passion behind it, and I know I do. This could be multiplayer, it could be single player. If you had to recommend one game to the lovely listeners of the podcast and say, look, I know you already have your games. I know Drew has over like $100 of games in his Steam library that he still has to play, but you need to play this one. What is it?
God, that's a really...
You can, if you need time to think about it, I know what mine is. I can go.
I mean, it's... I guess for now you can go, because I don't want to cop out with Melee, and truthfully I don't know if I feel that way anymore. So you can go, and then I'll try and see if I've got one.
My game's Life is Strange, and I kind of said that I was gonna mention it before. So Life is Strange is a game. It's a game based on choice, and you get to choose. There's like different interactions, and you choose the option that you pick, and there's different consequences that sort of happen. There's other games like Telltale Games made like a whole sort of company off of like popular genres and games and making like games based out of choice out of it. But those choices is more like a, hey, here's a funny dialogue that you get now. Where this has like real implications as to what drives the story. Very intense, very deep, and sometimes dark story. I will put that out there. It was gonna kind of fuck you up, but
I'm into that.
But just the sort of the trips it puts you on, the story, the character development,
Mm-hmm.
just everything about that game. That's the game that got me to start streaming.
Mm-hmm.
It was before Discord screen share was a thing. My older brother was like I was like, oh, my friend was like streaming Life is Strange. Like, what is that game? He's like, don't watch it. He goes, you need to play that game, and you need to play it fresh and not know what's going on. And I was like, okay. So I started streaming on Twitch because I was in Connecticut and I wanted my brothers to watch me play that so they could sort of watch along.
Yeah.
And it was just so immersive. And we come from like super sweaty background like Melee and like all these competitive games. This is a game anyone can play, and I've come to appreciate that so much. There's no tech. There's no real execution. It's just sometimes video games just have really beautiful stories, and you're not gated by being able to have to do this and this to be able to make it happen. And Life is Strange does that so well. It's just I have so many good things to say about it
Mm-hmm.
that it's in like 5 parts. It's not that terrible. It's kind of long. I would say under 20 hours
Okay.
for everything. So not a terribly long game. You're not going to go and do it in one shot. But so I played the game on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I then pushed Mike. I was like, Mike, this game is so good. I might have even bought the game for him.
Nice.
To have him play it in Discord so I could like experience the game again with him playing it and seeing how he traverses, and the choices he makes are different. So it's going to be a different sort of way the game goes. And then his girlfriend started like watch that for like the first time we played, and then she started to watch. And then it became we can't play because Mike and Crystal and me have to be ready, and we're all so involved in the story we can't go on.
Yeah.
It's like people like a YouTube, like a Netflix series. Like, you can't go on without me. I need to be here and see this and that. And like I said, I have the Before the Storm, and I need to really get to that, and then I can play Life is Strange 2, which I've bought, which I've heard isn't as good. But Life is Strange 3 came out like a couple of months ago, and I heard that's very good.
Mm-hmm.
But that Life is Strange 1 and just like the emotions and the ride that you get from that game is something I've never really experienced in another video game.
I'm really glad I had you go first then, because for some reason in my brain, Undertale didn't even come up. And the exact way, practically, that you described Life is Strange is probably how I'd describe Undertale or the Undertale Deltarune combo right now.
Mm-hmm.
Without a fucking doubt. I still stand behind this, that the first time that I saw the Azrael Dremor fight, and I don't. Oh wait, no, I can't even talk about it because you're not there yet. All I'll say is the first time I saw that fight, it brings a tear to your eye. Like the emotion that the game encapsulates for you and that it presents. The art style, in my opinion, is beautiful because I'm a huge fan of pixel art. The music is fucking really phenomenal. I know you, as someone that's music education, you've heard enough about the Undertale music and probably Deltarune music to an extent. Like even that has some good songs in it. But Undertale 100% was one of the heaviest impactful games in my life that was single player, besides it being a speed run. That I think I'm right there with you, that I would 100% recommend a game like this to anyone, not just for the the decision-based game style that it is.
Yeah, that has it too.
Exactly. The general scheme of the game's story, the atmosphere, and just, I don't know, everything about the game, just it's so fun. It's just so fun. It's cutesy. There's a good amount of stuff to do. There's maybe 30 hours max of content in Undertale. you can blow through it if you spend the time on it, and you don't even have to do all of it. Like you could beat the game in like 2 days maybe. I think when I casually played it on my stream, I beat it in like 3 days.
Now you can beat it in an hour.
Sub hour. I am Elmer's glue. So it's a whole, in my opinion, it's a whole experience.
Yeah.
And anyone that, whether they're like an intense gamer or not, if they're just looking for something fun, something with a cute and interesting and almost at sometimes, depending how you play the game, a heart-grabbing story, Undertale did it. Undertale definitely did it for me. And I think after you play it through once and you understand the concept that there are multiple endings, you're going to do it again. And you're going to do it again. And you're going to try and figure out these different endings. And it is going to hook you in. Because that's what they did and that's what they wanted to do. And it worked. And I fucking love that about it.
And I mean, just kind of wrapping up in these ideas, I love talking about stuff like this. When we first talked about doing this podcast, like we pretty much, like, the first thing we said was like, this is not just going to be a Melee podcast. I mean, we joked about it in the pilot. Meme. Yeah, that's the meme. Because we both like have done a lot with Melee. But there's so much, and like I really do hope, this has been like a very stressful week, just like in general in life with COVID spiking up and things.
Yeah.
But like I wanna
be safe.
I wanna really dive into some of this. And like I think this weekend, this is gonna drop on my birthday.
Hey.
Yeah, it's gonna drop on my birthday. I'm going to, whether it's Life is Strange or something, I'm gonna get into some sort of story. Maybe I play Undertale, I don't know. But like this stuff is just so cool. And like
I agree.
And I mean, these are the kind of experiences and memories that I feel like we can talk about like Melee tournaments and like, oh, I did this at this tournament, but like I mean, even just me talking about it and you talking about it, there's something like really special to see like what these kind of games can do for people. That it's just so cool.
And I like what you were saying before. It's like you don't need the tech to play these games and to have fun with them. Some of these other games, like shooters even, or the Melee aspect, it's like you have to know a lot of these different things to have at least the same level of appreciation, or maybe the same level of joy from it, and that doesn't take away from people's experience, but it's different, whereas these games, you can have that experience no matter what.
I will say, and just kind of think about this, because this came up not that long ago, I think devs are starting to understand that. I was looking at Uncharted. I played Uncharted 4, and I did play on the harder of the beginning setting. It's because I've always played those games. But I wanted to look. I wanted to see, what do they have, like, sort of accessibility? And they have, like, the normal mode, they have hard mode, and then they have something that's called crushing that you can only unlock if you beat the main game on hard mode. But on the other side, they have easy mode, very easy mode, and explorer mode.
Oh, I love that.
And I think explorer mode is like going through the game, but like I'm guessing it's like you're not gonna die.
Yeah.
Like we're
gonna take good care.
We're gonna take care of you. And like
like
I said, it's that I played that series, and I started playing that series a little bit before Uncharted 2 came out, which I'm gonna look up right now. That was 2009 that Uncharted 2 came out. So probably like 13, 14 years played like Uncharted 1 first. And I just was able to like wrap up that main series, and I'm like, this is so cool. And it's so cool that anyone can kind of get this and like be able to experience that.
I agree. And I think that's actually a really great way to wrap this one up today. I'm really glad that we got to cover a lot of this stuff too, because certainly covering other fun games and things like that is always a big pleasure. As much as we can enjoy our Melee here and there, it's always fun to talk about other things too. And I think we definitely touched on a lot of that today. I don't have anything necessarily to plug for this, but you have a birthday this Friday. Happy early birthday as of right now, but happy birthday on the day of. Make sure you guys send him a little love at DrewNG, DrOONGA on Twitter. And what are you planning on streaming, or are you thinking about streaming? Nope. There,
No.
almost.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
You're getting better.
I'm not.
Staying.
I'm not getting better at it. That's the problem.
Listen, one day what you're gonna do? Here's my
I
meta.
gotta
tip for
practice. I gotta practice.
you. No, all you need to do. Ready? This is the meta. Anytime that you're about to try and do something on your webcam that you know you're gonna need to angle yourself for, do a slight movement with one of your arms so that you understand. So right now my stuff's all down here, right?
Mhm.
But if I wasn't sure and I was just talking to you for a while about
wink or
I don't know,
something.
potatoes and shit like that, and I just go to itch my face, I see this is the hand that now I would go like that for. Whereas if it was this hand and I go like, oh wait, that don't make sense. Do a slight movement and it'll help you every single time. Just make sure you're looking at it. I got you.
Yeah.
I've been doing this way too long. So make sure if he does stream, you guys know where to follow him. DrewNG on Twitch. He's got DrewNG on Twitter, and of course, lots more fun stuff coming at you. Always now that we got the Patreon going, though, we got to give our shout outs to our wall of pastry pals. You guys are amazing. If you'd like to continue to support us, if you are not currently, we got exclusive content coming out within the next week or so here. I'm finishing up some edits for it. But as DrewNG and I have talked about it before, we played our accessory melee mod gauntlet, best of 3 of a best of 5 within each game. We played 3 different games, and it was quite a festival. So you won't want to miss that content once we get it edited. It's fully edited. It's not just like a VOD post. It's full edit. Great bunch of fun moments. Drew said he had a sick sans. We all know that just means he played like a lame little motherfucker. But otherwise, it was a lot of fun. We got the episodes of the podcast. They're up a day early. There's a lot of great perks. Make sure you check out the Patreon. And then, of course, follow us on Spotify now that the episodes are on there. Same old episodes will be up on Friday. We love you so much. Thank you again, as always, for supporting. We appreciate the commenters, the subscribers. I think Cypher is like the most consistent commenter, so I feel I just have to shout him out for that. But always love that he's there in the comments. We appreciate everyone. And you want to say anything, or am I just?
I'm good. I'm just letting you ride.
And happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to everyone. Happy holidays. All that. And cool. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.